Hello, welcome back to the Trekcraft server. This will be a video for a build I've been working on for quite a bit here. Yep, I've been working on a Klingon ship. Yeah, well, it's come a long way from when I started working on it over a year and a half ago. And recently I've had a little bit of time to spend working on her pretty much exclusively because, yeah, it's something I want to work on right now. So, yeah, I want to thank again to Burnt Toast. Not again, but thanks Burnt Toast and Calvin and a couple other folks that have helped me sort some problems out with this girl. Much appreciated. But yeah, I've been doing some Aztecing, or hull work anyways. And I went ahead and copied Creeper's Bird of Prey with the color scheme and went with a gray, black, green motif sort of a thing here. But yeah, this can easily be changed out to different colors. I do not know what era ship this is. I assume it is post TOS in ballpark of probably the motion picture area, but definitely before the events of Star Trek 6, because I think that was a completely different or updated Kantanga class. So this is definitely a Kantanga, but yeah. So anyways, we've got a hangar, some Starfleet shuttles in it for scaling right now, so that's all they're in it for. Again, this is a work in progress. I'm only showing it off because I did record a few videos about this a while back, but I never did upload them because, well, you know, I'm lazy. Anyways, Bert Toast was working on revising the engine. I added an aft torpedo launcher and added this ball thing down at the bottom here for the reactor core. And I did a lot of the neck Aztecing. I decided to add escape pods in the neck because why not? Nothing else really can fit in the neck except a couple of tubes and access points from the secondary hull to the primary hull. So why not include a few escape pods in there? This is also an airlock, and then I added an airlock up here. Now these are just marking it. I did a cargo bay here as well as on the port side. And the reason I went with the cargo bay here is there were some ship set or ship diagrams and plans that said this was a cargo bay, and really I can't see any other thing to use it for. So cargo bay. And since this is a Klingon ship, it doesn't really have replicators, and they do carry live cargo for food purposes. So the ship would require a lot of cargo space. They have targ pits, they have gach, blood wine, things like that. So a lot of commodities need to be stored in this ship for its size of crew. Anyways, with the bridge module or the bridge hub, up here. I'm not really sure. I got to go back and watch the motion picture, but I thought they zoomed into here with the motion picture, but I'm told that the actual bridge is here. So I kept the bridge there, and I made this a combat control center. This, of course, is a sensor pod thing for Klingons. It was a lot rounder, but there was a issue where it was located, so it had to be moved. And when it got moved, the top part of the ship got cut off, and yeah, I just decided to do that instead of just making it a dome-ish thing. But yeah, there's the forward torpedo launcher and the forward portion of the ship's command or forward primary hull, command hull. I'm not sure exactly what we would call it. But there's not a lot of unified information about a Katanga. I mean, there are like 50, 60 data sheets out there, and they're all misinformation. Well, I say misinformation. None of them have the same information, so it is as good as misinformation. So when it comes to these ships, it's pretty much make it up as you go. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm pretty much making it up as I go. Burnt Toast designed this here, and we're going to call this the main deflector dish because there's no reason for it to be a vent for the hangar bay because the hangar bay doesn't need a huge vent to depressurize the hangar bay. So this will be a deflector dish. These will be shield emitter thingamajiggies on the side that will, put out shields. And of course, this area here will be designated for the cloaking device. And then down here would be additional sensors for, scanning and stuff. The stuff in yellow, I've kind of marked it up as disruptor beams. So this, like a disruptor cannon and disruptor turrets, and another disruptor cannon on the forward part of the nacelles there, because why not? We come up here, we have the main, of course, the main torpedo launcher, and again, a couple more disruptor beams. I do not know what these are, but they are in pretty much every drawing of the ship, so I went ahead and included them and whatnot. I do believe these are sensor pallets, possibly transporter pad thingamajiggies, but not sure. I might add a couple of, I might take like something like this and add a couple of those spots down here underneath as well, just so that, you know, there's a lateral transporter thing. I don't know yet. I'm still playing around with the ship, and of course I've done nothing with the underside here. I want to thank Calvin because I was having a very difficult time getting lines, and he introduced me to a world edit command that I did not realize was available. Like a lot of the world edit commands, I am very basic when it comes to that stuff. Don't mind the red stripe, it's just a future planning for additional Aztecing and stuff to be on the hull. This right here will be the turbolift interconnects. So if the ship is in dry dock or docked with a Klingon station, they can connect their turbolift system to the station right there. But I might add another one somewhere else, but I don't see where. I mean, what? Add it to the front up here somewhere? No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and pop on inside here. We'll start up here. Whoops, I got to slow down again because, yeah, get too fast going through here. So this will be like the Combat Information Center. And that's a little too slow. There we go. All right, so in combat, the captain can be up here or down on the bridge. If he chooses to be down on the bridge, okay, this got mirrored and it wasn't supposed to get mirrored. We discover things as we do things. So it got mirrored. Gosh darn it. I hate when things get mirrored. I did this to myself. This is my fault. I'll figure it out later, but I'm pretty sure I nerfed this up myself. Anyway, so, you know, it is what it is, you know. You're working on something and you forget, okay, don't copy this, because if you copy this, you'll break this, that, and the other thing, and that's what I did here. I broke this, that, and the other thing. It happens. Happens to the best of us. We'll get it all figured out here real quick, live. Darn it, we'll fix it live. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll fix it live. Because really there's no other way to fix it. Gotta do it. Gosh darn it. Come on, stop it. You are annoying me, and that is not a good thing to do to the Atrocitasan. Okay. So anyways, you come off there and you have like a little, I guess, combat information center right here. And then you would step down here, around this corner, and then go into the main bridge. Now, the height is why the stairwells are different. That's just keep that in mind. That's why a lot of things are different. So on this ship, especially in the command bubble or the forward hull here, it's not exactly, you can't mirror port to starboard in most cases. I mean, you can the outer parts, but the inner part, because of the stairwell location, you can't do that. So, but we have a Jeffries tube right here, and I do believe I was going to have it go up here. I'll figure that out back. I'll figure that back out on the flip side. Anywho, come through here. Oh, I'll show you the turbolift here real quick. This is the shaft design that I'm going with for the turbolifts. Figured why not. You know, it's a Klingon ship. Could look slightly different. I forgot I did this. I am such a moron. Okay. Get rid of that. That there. All this orange will be has to be replaced with the correct denotion block here. In this case, it's a gangway block. So it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, that's hull. Yeah, that's a hull. We'll leave that where that's at. I'll worry about the rest of that later. But we come down in here and we're in the lower section here, and this would be, you know, like where the captain's quarters are, first officer's quarters, you know, like a small section here for like whatever Klingons want. Again, it's a Klingon ship, so it is slightly different as far as what they have for interior stuff. You know, they don't have a grotto, they don't have, you know, gymnasiums. They do have battle arena. They do have large areas where they have mass bunks for crew. The officers all have their own little space, and again, I'll have to fix that as well. Things I find when I think I'm done with everything and I come back, I'm like, whoops, mistakes have happened. So I will get these all fixed. I am very upset with myself for making these errors. But yeah, what can I do? Yeah. It is what it is. I will get it all sorted out and fixed, but it's good to see that I find these I fly around the ship and I don't see anything wrong with the ship. Okay, I'll do a video. And of course, the moment I go to do the video, I find things wrong with the ship. So down here will be, the rest of the enlisted crew quarters and things like that, and ship room and engineering spaces. I think these will be changed into ship-in systems. Of course, this has to be a ship system room because of that over there. And then these areas here, I think, are going to be crew recreation. Like this will be like a crew hall or something like that, or a Klingon meeting room. And then over here would be VIP quarters, and over there would be VIP quarters. And if this ship were to be the one that the Chancellor was on, and he was assassinated, they would have to come off the transporters on this deck, and I'm thinking to put the Chancellor's VIP quarters right here. So this would be the Chancellor's VIP quarters. Excuse me for a second here. I have to readjust a door so a cat can leave. Go on, stop growling. Sorry. That's the thing that happens when you're recording videos. You're either interrupted, and then normally people just edit that stuff out, but I'm lazy. I'm not going to edit that out. That is a life hack. If you don't have to edit, don't edit. Although a quality of life thing would be edit. So, anyways, these will all be various rooms associated with the crew and whatnot, and I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to do this, but of course you have the lower disruptor beam, and then you have these things. Again, there's not a lot of information about these things. I have the upper part and then this lower part here. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're sensors, maybe they're deflectors, maybe they're shields. Maybe they are, just show. We don't know. I plan to put the Klingon version of a computer core back here. So this whole area will be a Klingon computer core. That's my objective, and I'm sticking to it. And these are transporter rooms. Let's go ahead and go down one more deck here. And here's an example of why they're different on different sides of the deck. Here's for the Jeffries tube, there's for the gangway. But this will be a preparation or an officer's feeding area. This will be the galley where they, prepare food. And then I'm not sure yet what I'll do with all these rooms. They might be related to scientific stuff, because, Klingons do that. Or it might be related to Klingons go to war. Who knows? But I will get it all figured out. We'll have this big open area back in here. Why not? And it leads back in here to this Jeffries tube area, where there'll be Jeffries tube item things that go in here. And then a long Jeffries tube that goes atop of the corridor that goes all the way back to the drive hall. I have not connected that to anything back there yet. I don't believe it will be, because again, it's a Klingon ship. They don't really care about that stuff. I'm making it up as I go. So I say they don't care about crawling around in small tubes. I think they pay other people to do that for them. So we'll come down here. Now, we're on an area of the ship where I've been working on the corridors. This is all just design stuff that I've asked Burnt Toast to help me with, and Burnt Toast has helped me kind of come up with some stuff. So just keep it in mind that we want to keep it kind of Klingon-ish, and since our friend Creeper Bot has already established a basic pattern for things, we want to keep that pattern as much as possible. And sometimes it takes some trickery and stuff like that to do these really tight things, but eventually we'll get it all figured out. But yeah, when you have a one-angled thing like this, it's really hard to do it. I wonder how I did it on this side. What did we do on this side? If I can just copy it. Oh, I see what he did. Okay, yeah. So we'll do what Burnt Toast did over here and replicate it over here. Because why mess with a bad idea when you got such a good idea to work with? Okay, and then it was that and that. Okay. Whoops. It's there, and there. Hallelujah. Amen. All right. Thanks, Burnt. I appreciate that. Anyways, so we'll walk around here. I've been playing around with the inside designs a little bit, again, taking some inspiration from what Creeper did with his bird of prey, but I don't know if how well I like it, again, in a different room with different types of blocks and stuff like that. What I'm going to do, I'll probably end up using this block right here for inside walls, and I sold that from a build that Calvin's been working on. Yeah, you should get on the server and check out some of the builds people are working with. Aquino's got a few builds going. Matt Squirrel, of course, has the Vesta and a couple of his big builds going. Not sure really what Creeper's been working on, but I do know his Constitutions are his Enterprise refit are worthy of a day of touring. And then again, there's the ships that Calvin's are working on. I believe he's working on the Voyager right now. So yeah, definitely worth getting on the server, the Trekcraft server, and checking things out. So here is the long corridor going to the drive section. We'll get back to that real quick here. First, we'll go ahead and go downstairs to the next couple of decks here. And as you can see, let me press my correct key here so you can see the deck layout. Upper left, you'll see that it's just basically a teardrop shape. Again, I'm not sure what I'll be doing with these rooms, with all these windows. I'm sure there'll be quarters, but again, I don't know. Now there's a stairwell down here, and there's a stairwell right there. So again, multiple ways to get down, but since this turbo lift here kind of breaks the deck up, I went ahead and added a couple of stairwells on this side just to be on the safe side, because why not add the room? This will be the auxiliary war bridge. And so these rooms around it would be probably life support or meeting hall, life support, captain's quarters. I don't know yet. Haven't figured it out. Get to it when I get to it. That's all detail stuff I have to figure out. And to be honest with you, I'm just so damn lazy right now. I just have no energy to do this stuff. I just want to focus on what I can focus on. And right now that is just really simplistic stuff like, figuring out the complex block patterns I'll be using for the turbolifts and the crew, the corridors and stuff. So that's as much brain power as I have available to me right now. And all this other finite stuff, which I normally do first, I'm passing on right now. I'll get to it later. I will get to it. I don't know when, but I will get to it. Again, another teardrop shape here, and then a big crew mess hall, slaughter, food storage, prep room. Again, they eat live stuff, so most likely this will probably be where they have the gawk slaughtering or targ slaughtering and gawk harvesting. They bring them up there live and chop chop suey, and they, feed the Klingons. So this will be the lower officer mess, and then there'll be a main crew mess back there someplace. Then we get down in here, this will be the medical section right here, right above the torpedo launcher, because you always want your most sick crew members to be above the radioactive generating device, of course. So, and then I will have a bunch of medical and scientific stuff around this edge here. And in the back here are probably batteries, most likely, or additional life support stuff. I don't know yet. Not really sure how dedicated Klingons are to keeping people alive in combat, because they all want to die in combat. So you want to initiate a fight and fight to the last, sort of a thing. Let me get down in here to the smaller part of the bubble. And originally this was all earmarked for torpedo storage, but I redesigned it so I have all the space down here. And again, I'm not sure what these rooms will be, but they will be used for something. And if we go into the turbolift here, we can go down one more deck. And we have a system room on either side. We have a turbolift. We have stairwell access. We have a Klingon space bathroom. They don't use sinks, so all you have to have is a place for a Klingon to do his duty, and that's pretty much it. Then we have the massive forward torpedo launcher bay. Here's the torpedo storage. Now what I'm thinking with the Klingon torpedo launcher, it'll be like a V-shaped torpedo launcher thing, or like an X-shape, excuse me, not V-shape, I went against that. It'll be like an X-shape thing, so it'll feed from the top and the bottom on both sides. So it'll fire one, fire one, fire one, fire one, and then as it reloads, it just continues. So it can fire, rapidly, kind of like with the rotary firing system on the Enterprise and on the Defiant do. But it's, it's manual labor a lot of times for Klingons, because Klingons don't do anything simple. So they have like a team of crew that pick up a torpedo, manually pick it up and put it into the loader. And again, I originally thought this would be something like you would see in like a World War I ship, because that's basically where their technology level is ish. World War I, World War II, where the Federation's more along the 80s and 90s type of technology at the time that this ship was in service. So everything would be manual. They'd manually pick the torpedo up and load it into the torpedo launcher and launch it. But if you think about it, even in World War I, the submarines had a lot of automation in them. Even those really early, getting them sink in the water, and you were bucketing as much water out as you were trying to, stay underwater. it was filling up pretty darn quick. But yeah, so I figured set this on an X-ray system or an X system, and they would load it with gantries from the side. They would go up, they would carry it over, drop it in, so on and so forth. I don't know. I'm still working on my concept ideas for this stuff, but yeah, it's going to be pretty primitive. That's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and buzz back up here, and we will step out onto the. There's a long, very, very long turbo lift to the back of the ship. So we'll go ahead and step in here, and we'll go down this long corridor here. There are rooms. Again, I like this style. This is based off of Creeper's style. I do like it. I just don't know if it's what I'm going to go with. I probably will go with this because it fits a little bit more than I'll use those other blocks in other areas. I don't know yet. It's still up for design and things whatnot. So, but yeah, it takes a little bit to walk back this way here because it is a very long corridor, but it is a lot of fun to walk once. And after that, you don't want to do it too often. Turbo lift, and then there's a stairwell. These go down to different airlocks. Like here's the one on the port side, and if you want to go to the one on the starboard side, well, you got to go all the way down there, around, then all the way back, or you just go up here and use the turbo lift, and you're there. I might actually repurpose this part of this room and use it as a stairwell. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know yet. So, get back up here. That's just a parking spot for one of the lift cars. Then we're into the escape pod areas here. Of course, only the Dishonored would use escape pods, you know, Klingons. And they're big multi-level pods. So this whole area would be one pod and it would be multi-level. So at least 20, 25 cowardly Klingons could use it. And there should be enough for the entire officer complement of Klingons. The rest, well, they signed up for what they knew what was they were getting into when they signed aboard a Klingon warship. So yeah, the officers, it's honorable for an officer to escape. Not so for the crew members. Just saying. Anyway, some more block pallets and things like that I was considering using or trying to figure out if I can use. And we come back here, and then we have turbolift access, and then another long corridor with stairwells going up and down. Well, this one here goes down, and you can see here this is just like an engineering section. But yeah, it's coming along. It's not an easy process. I'm not using any set deck plans that, like I said, there are like 4 or 5 sets out there that you can use for these ships. I've found that just trying to use those is, uh, they're good for reference points, but past that, yeah, you just pretty much make it up as you go, sort of a thing. Anyways, you come through here, and I have several multi-level areas open for whatever reason, and most of this through here will be crew quarters or crew berthing. Uh, Basically large rooms with beds in them, much like you would see on a Navy warship. Then this area here would be cargo. Another big cargo bay over there. Another big, again, they have Klingon ship. Everything is, they got to have it all brought on board for their journey. They just can't, keep it as, you know, animated apple poop, whatever they do with replicators. And then we have the aft torpedo launcher back here, and then another section here. And this is a lift that allows them to take stuff from this intermittent cargo bay, parking bay, and then up to the hangar bay. So they have a shuttle lift right there, and then they have a cargo lift right here that goes multiple decks. Again, these are just Federation shuttles that were mocked up for whatever ship they were put on, and I borrowed them for size comparisons and whatnot. Here's the upper part of this drive hall as mocked up right now. Again, this will be a deflector dish thing. That's what I'm thinking. I may have to move this corridor to this side to give myself more room with that. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but I can either way. I have the space to do it, and then as far as this goes, I can just, have it turn here and exit out that way. Come down this stairwell here, and you can see here, this is like this, and over here we have Jeffrey's tube access to the bottom of the ship to the shop of the ship. Stairwell goes all the way down. Then we have this cargo bay here. It's kind of hard to do. I can't put it at this level because then the roof gets in the way, so it has to be this size here. And the only way I can get the door to fit is to have this ramp-like thing for cargo. Since most of this will be anti-grav anyways, that won't matter. Things will just go in, go out. There might even be like a little crane gantry system. I don't know yet. There's additional cargo space here and some other stuff. Now there will be some transporters and things like these may be converted from cargo to transporters. I don't know yet. And then we have up here we have the airlock, and below this or forward of this, I believe, and down will be the cloaking device. I just mocked something up to see what would fit in here, but the cloaking device will be something along like this, but much more detailed, because why not? And we come back here, and this will all be engineering stuff. So these will probably be batteries, most likely. I just haven't set the area up as an engineering area yet. I'm just using the interior block right now. Again, I haven't put a lot of thought into where things go. I'm still working out the mechanics of the interior, interior design. And then back here can be whatever I end up making it. Again, more crew berthing and stuff like that. Probably, I don't know. Like I say, it's going to require some brain power to figure out. Anybody has any ideas, drop some, either come on the server and chat with us, join the Discord, links in the description below, or, drop a idea or two off in the comment section below and hit that like button for me, if you will. I'm told that helps the channel grow. Okay, and then we're back down to the main deck here, and of course, this is all this stuff here, and then we get up down here. This is a big engineering deck, and I'll go to the main engineering section here. This will be the warp core Klingon reactor thing. Basically, it'll just be a big ball, and it'll have things around it. Really, this will be I think, steampunk meets World War II aircraft carrier meets modern technology sort of a thing. So these impulse engines will probably be a variant of what we've seen on other ships, but there'll be a lot of other things running around through here and stuff like that, because they also have all this space here for where things can go. Then of course the warp conduit has to go down into the nacelles, which I haven't even begun to work on yet. And it's all, it's a big area here. And I can, if push comes to shove, I can repurpose this area up here, which is marked cargo bunk, crew bunks. I can repurpose a portion of that up there for engineering, as well as all the space down here for engineering. So this floor right here can easily be taken out, and this would all be engineering down here, so it'd be a multi-level. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because there's really not a lot I can do down here. I can just, drop the floor down to one block, and then just, fill it in and just have a multiple level engineering bay. And I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm still working on whether or not I'll do that. But yeah, it's just, it's all in process. Then we have a large area here. I'm thinking the central area here, or this area here, might be related to crew or additional storage, or I might fill it in. I don't know yet. But I wanted to give myself a couple of areas where I had multiple levels. Again, this could be dedicated to an engineering space. It could be shield generators, and then I'd have to pipe pipe the power all the way up to the emitters up at the top of the ship. I don't know yet. Figure it out. But yeah, it's kind of like this through here. You can see, got a corridor that runs along the side here, a bunch of rooms on the side, and it goes back around. You can see it in the upper left there, how it looks. Basic plans, just really basic stuff. And then we get down in here, it's a bit different. Over here, I think I set this up to be the food prep area of the ship and livestock storage. So this would all be dedicated to livestock storage, and this area here would be dedicated to producing food for the crew. So like, you know, gawk. I don't know what gawk is. I think it's a worm. So they'd have their gawk tanks and gawk vats, whatever. And then they'd have like a live targ storage someplace, and then they would just process it and prep it and store it here and then take it when they needed it, because it has to be fresh. You can't kill it and 2 weeks later, oh look, it's edible. It doesn't work that way with Klingons. I don't think they believe in refrigeration. So yeah. Anyways, and then of course the turbolifts and stairwells, and then we come down here to below all this, and we have this space here, and I think I'm going to dedicate this to EVA. This will all be like EVA stuff right through here, and so they can work on the ship and whatnot. I may put some more escape pods down here. I don't know, they'd be smaller escape pods, but I'm thinking of a couple more escape pods, just, to fill out the space. But anyways, and then we have a whole bunch of supply lockers through here, life support, or, whatever these end up being, they end up being something. I could make the corridor bigger, but, why? And then this room here would probably, these right here should, should come up here into this room here, because this room here should be an engineering setup. these two rooms should actually be combined for this system right here. But I don't know if I'll do that or not. I could just use one room and then just pipe it down here and let it do that way, but I don't know. I don't know. And then a whole bunch of frame blocks and things like that will be used as well. These will all be converted to a different block. And most of this stuff through here, like this, will be like, I think we're going to turn into bulk water storage. So, and same thing with the nacelles and stuff that aren't used for engineering will be bulk fluid storage and stuff like that, and resource gathering. So we have a lot of space that could be used for that kind of a thing on this ship because it has a lot of space. Like all of this down through here, this space down through here can all be just bulk water storage and fuel storage for the impulse engines and stuff. Like down here could be fuel storage, on this side could be water storage, and then this will all be cross bracing and other additional things related to how the Klingon warp system works. I don't know. Working on it, getting there, and trying to think all the cool stuff up in the process is a lot of fun. If you don't do it, it can be a challenge. But for me, the hardest thing is doing the Aztecing and the hull details. That's just not my cup of tea. And thankfully there are a lot of really talented people on the server that can give me ideas and hints, and occasionally maybe get sad and take pity on me and help me out. But so far I haven't had any of that happen, so sucks to be me. Anyways, I do appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Again, this is the Trekcraft server. Links in the description below. It is an open server. Anybody can join. It does require the installation of mod packs because, yes, it is modded 1.18.2 Minecraft. But that's pretty simple to set it up. We recommend the MC launcher and go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.